Hello. So here I am, day 4 of the 61-day Mercury-Neptune in Pisces portal. Is that what it is? The Mercury-Neptune in Pisces portal? I think that's what it is. Yeah, day 4, it's, I think it's 5 degrees now. 5 degrees from exact. Really closing in on it. And also Mercury's coming into a tighter square to Jupiter. Jupiter's 5 degrees past Neptune in the square, and it's kind of separating. It'll then retrograde and come back fully onto the Neptune, but right now it's only 5 degrees past. It's like the first big wave of the Jupiter-Neptune energy has crested, and that big wave has begun to kind of maybe settle a little bit before it's like the tide is going out right now, but it's going to come back in. But this is more of a kind of starting to integrate the Jupiter square Neptune gifts. And right as that's happening, Mercury is coming onto it for 61 days. So this is a journey into the Jupiter-Neptune cycle of time, that's for sure. A big, deep dive into the Jupiter-Neptune cycle of time. This big wave that we've just had here. After last year we had the, are we in the opening square? Yeah. No, we're in the closing square, aren't we? I said that wrong. We're in the closing square of the Jupiter-Neptune cycle. We're into the closing phase, the closing quarter phase. That means we're closing in on the completion of a 14-year cycle. We got 3 years to go. But I was saying we just came out of the Jupiter trine Neptune, long one that lasted through a lot of last year. It was so nice. It's like that closing trine, that's a real sweet spot in the cycle. It's like you're really getting the gifts of the cycle. And now we're moving towards closing it up, but this is kind of like where you really learn to integrate the gifts and you manifest from that place of greater integration with the Jupiter-Neptune cycle of time. And so Mercury's coming onto it at this particular point in its cycle. And it's now within 9 degrees of Jupiter, I think. My sense is as Mercury gets more tighter on both, so as it gets exact on Neptune, and then from that point forward, it's like Mercury's just going really on that Jupiter-Neptune. So for me, that's really helpful for channeling big visions, for receiving big visions. And I feel like that's happening. I guess that's my intention. That's how I'm aligning with this portal. It's one way, this phase of it, I'm aligning with receiving a big vision. And it's a vision for transforming my work more in the direction of Tarot, a vision of a class that's forming. I've got a name that came today. I'm going to call my program Tarot and Flow. Tarot and Flow, I like it. Tarot and Flow level 1, 2, 3, who knows? Probably won't call them that. But yeah, Tarot and Flow Master Training. Who knows? Yeah, so I just want to mention one thing that just happened. One of the things that's awesome about this practice of astrology and kind of opening to the gifts of certain alignments like this special portal we're in. It's like, I know so many possibilities for Mercury-Neptune, what it's associated with, like telepathy, channeling, downloads, melting of the ordinary mind and opening to a more transcendent mind state. And yet I'm not like pursuing the possibilities so much as opening to invitations. And I just found myself last night and then this morning gravitating towards the study of remote viewing, which is something I've been interested in, intrigued by for a few years at least. The history of remote viewing in the United States, the formerly heavily classified program where they trained psychic spies at the Stanford Research Institute, starting in the early 70s. And then in the 90s, when the program was declassified, we had all these books, and the people that were involved in the training, they started to talk about it. And a lot of those people have created their own trainings that are no longer militarized. And there's so many of these trained remote viewers who are actually doing it professionally. They are hired, for example, to find things for people. That's one of the great things that a psychic can do, is like focus on it and describe where it might be. Like in the militarized version of it, they found secret military hardware of the Soviet Union. Anyway, what's my point? I'm going to get to the cards here. My point is, I started going into this. I actually started the first video of this guy Courtney Brown's remote viewing program. He's with this thing called the Far Sight Institute, which I'm fascinated by. It's like remote viewing for the masses with an entertainment quality to it. It's just super cool. This guy, he's training a lot of young people to be remote viewers, and then he's focusing them. It's all double blind. All these people get is a number which represents the target, and they'll do 3 of them on the same target, and they'll all come up with very clear psychic impressions that are similar. Anyway, it's blowing my mind, and I just started watching it, and it's just such a Mercury-Neptune thing. And the training is all about relaxing the mind, relaxing out of ordinary thought, relaxing out of the egoic part of the mind that wants to analyze and figure things out. Anyway, I was halfway through watching this video and I realized, oh, of course I would be drawn to this. I am inherently, but for this to be the first time I actually watched a training video in a long series of videos, where I'm kind of like, I want to kind of seriously engage this, happening during this portal. So I'm finding it fascinating. It's called scientific remote viewing, and it's totally different from what we're doing. And yet it's helpful. So let's pull some cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a question. Amazing. Conversation about receptivity. Queen of Cups. Here she is. Patron saint of tarot practice. Receiving the light. Receiving the messages. Receiving impressions. Receiving guidance. That's what we're doing, and that's what I'm trying to do with this. Why am I doing this? Because it's my sketchbook. I'm sketching out what the possible vision is for this time period. And the background is this very confident, powerful emperor who is strong in their knowledge of the truth of it all, the truth of who they are, the truth of the power of the universe that they're tapped into and lit up by. And their connection with spirit guides makes it so much easier to break the chains that bind us. Spirit guides, animal guides, they help a lot. And yeah, I'm feeling like my vision of tarot is mature. I feel like I've been maturing on my path of tarot for a bunch of years, but now I feel like it's really flowering into a mature clarity for me, and I hope a mature clarity that I can share with others, because I think one thing that happens when you really become mature in something is you just naturally want to share it with others, and that's where I'm at. Yeah, it feels like the completion of many years of exploration. Not that I'm completing, but there's a sense of, yeah, the puzzle pieces are coming together. Like this video that I watched today, it's like there were some puzzle pieces. Like by watching the way Courtney Brown was training this young psychic, I could tell how the things he was teaching this person I was naturally doing in certain ways with the cards, but in a different way that I think is better. And more like psychic abilities that are fun rather than, solving crimes. Not that that's not fun. I should say more like soothing. That's what I think I'm doing this for. Soothing awareness, like this blue flame. I love this blue flame card. And I've been doing a spiritual practice that is about visualizing a blue flame of protection and cleansing light that I'm sealed within and protected within. And so that this is coming as the 5th card, I just love. Wow, I love this spread. The Queen of Cups and the Emperor are in love, and they give birth to a mature vision and a completion of old karma that leads to clear awareness in the blue flame of protection. And what is already with you, it's all here. Yeah, I feel a kind of relaxation with this process, and to trust that everything I need is right here in this apartment with me, with Lola and me. And here we go into the unknown. It feels like that. Here we go deeper into the Mercury, Neptune, and Pisces portal of 2019, 61 days. We're only 4 days in. This is awesome. Blessings.